Hi guys, it's Jess, back with another video, and this video is going to be books that I've rated 5 stars. But the catch is, it's going to be books that I have not yet talked about on this channel, or talked about very little, because if it was me talking about like every book I've ever rated 5 stars, you've heard me talk about Cackle, Better Than the Movies, all those books I've definitely mentioned more than quite a few times. So these are going to be books that I have not yet uttered a word about, or like just maybe once. So I hope you enjoy, and let's get started. So the first book on the list is It All Started with an Apple by Ashley Winters. And this book is actually a Wattpad book that I discovered about, I want to say like 7 years ago, way after it was written. But I read it on Wattpad and I like fell in love with it, and I don't know, something about it. And basically what the book is about is it's a girl named Brienne, and she has a best friend named Kyla, and they're like complete opposites. Like Kyla is like bubbly and outgoing, and she believes in like love at first sight, and she's this hopeless romantic. But Brienne, who's the main character, is the opposite of that. She's very like, I don't want to say like negative, but she's more like, what's the word? We're not going to sit here and like think of the word, but if it comes to me, I'll let you know. She's logical. She's very logical with her thinking, and so she has no interest in boys right now. She like wants to wait till she gets to college because they're in high school in the book. But she is like, she's, like I said, not negative, but she's a logical thinker, and she has this like plan for how she wants to live her life. She's very like, and again, not uptight, but she's just less of a like, she's more shy. So one day in the cafeteria, Kyla's like, oh, I read online last night that if you throw an apple and it hits somebody, then that person is like your true love. So she gives Brienne her apple, and she's like, throw it. And Brienne's like, no, are you crazy? But then she gets like sick of Kyla's like nagging, so she does it, and it hits Dannon Barone, who's like the most popular guy in school, and she's like really upset about it because she doesn't like him, and she thinks he's like this typical popular stuck-up jock who doesn't pay any attention to the losers, even though they're not losers. They're like middle ground in school, I think. But basically the way the story is that she finds out that he's really not that bad. They start hanging out, they start something, and I'm not going to spoil the rest of it, but I will say get some tissues ready, because it's not all, sunshine and rainbows. You're going to need the tissues. So yeah, that's the first book that I rated 5 stars. So the next 5-star ranked book I want to talk about is 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. And this one is about Poppy and Rune. They meet as kids, and then Rune has to move back to Norway, where he's from, because the two of them live in Blossom Grove, Georgia when the book starts, but then Rune has to move back to Norway, and things happen while he's gone, and when he comes back, Poppy is like a completely different person. She ignores him. She doesn't like bully him, but she just tries to stay away from him. And because they like lost, she purposely like lost touch with him because of stuff that happened while he was gone. And so when he comes back, he's also really like changed because he got so upset that he didn't hear from her anymore. But you find out later in the book why she stopped talking to him. And like I said, not sunshine and rainbows whatsoever, but there are some pretty cute moments. So, the second I finished this book, I like lost it. Like I didn't, like I was like focused on reading, so I wasn't like crying while I was reading, but like when I turned my Kindle off, I like it came out. So this book is about a girl named Maggie and a guy named Chip, well, at least in the beginning, and they're dating, and he gets his like pilot's license, and so he takes Maggie up in a plane and proposes to her, and it's like this sort of like big romantic gesture, but then the plane crashes, and he walks away without a scratch on him, and she becomes paralyzed. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that just great? So basically she's in the hospital, and they, stuff goes down. They break up while she's like in the hospital. Yeah, it's great. And great guy. And she starts physical therapy and meets her physical therapist. I don't remember his name. I'm so sorry. But Maggie meets him, and they become close, and they form a bond. Yeah. And like I said, by the basically the middle of this book, Chip doesn't even matter anymore. He's gone. He's dead to everybody. So like I said, this was the first book I ever rated 5 stars. And it's just it's inspiring, it's empowering, it's the detail also in this book, like the imagery is so well done. And I remember when I finished, I had on Instagram, I messaged Catherine Center, who wrote the book, and I definitely said that before, but I said it again. Catherine Center. She's written so many other books. You should go check them out. But I messaged her, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is like the best book I've ever read in my life." And she was like, "Thank you so much." I didn't think she'd answer me, so that's why I was like, "Oh my God, like this is the first time an author has acknowledged my existence," and I was really excited about it. All right, well, that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will check out some of these books that I've recommended, because as you know, I have rated them 5 stars, so obviously they're worth reading, I think. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.